You guys, I've cracked the code about how to get our kids to care about our class. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're talking about quarter trios, which is a way that I have fun with my kids, build a sense of community as they start to know and care about each other, and control the classroom. So, last week's video, I realized that I was like name dropping quarter trios without ever having explained what it is to folks here on the YouTube channel, and I thought you might not know. Also, it's been a couple of years since I talked about them on the blog, so that's what I'm doing today. All right, so quarter trios was my brainchild that I had a couple of years ago. I'd say 4 or 5 years ago. I was feeling really down. I was tired of the low energy in the classes, all about the, how many points is this worth? If I don't get an A, then I'm a failure. There wasn't a lot of fun in school. It was all about prepping for the SBAC, for the Common Core exam, or the SATs, and I just thought, I don't want to teach like this. I want to have some fun. So one summer, I put on my thinking cap, and I came up with something that has worked beautifully, and I use it year after year after year, and the kids love it, and I love it, and administration loves it. So that's called a win in my book. All right, so I call it quarter trios because it's an ongoing game that goes for the whole quarter. We're on 4 9 weeks where I teach. And so for the whole quarter, you are in a trio. You as a student have been assigned with 2 other kids. So it's the 3 of you working together to get the highest score by the end of the 9 weeks. It's kind of like house points at Hogwarts, and I'm Dumbledore. 10 points, Gryffindor. And so what happens is all throughout the 9 weeks, I'm awarding points to trios that are doing great things. And so some of them are like good citizenship, right? So like if I see somebody holding the door for a bunch of kids, I'm like, you're amazing, you get a point for your trio team. Or if it's time to get the anthologies from the back of the room and somebody grabs more books and hands them out to other kids without being asked, awesome, 2 points for your trio. And so it's just that kind of like rewarding goodness, but then it's also for fun. And before SSR Fridays, so we always read our pleasure books on Fridays for about 40 minutes. Before that session, I always have a trio challenge, unless we have a vocab quiz, sorry. But almost every Friday we have a trio challenge. And that's just fun stuff. It could be gameplay, wordplay. It could be kind of academic, but with like a competitive thing. So it could be like an analogy challenge. Where they're matching up, they get the dictionaries out and they're matching up all the analogies that they can. It could be brain teasers. The brain teasers are the most popular ones for sure. So I'll project up a question and then I use homemade whiteboards. I used to have whiteboards, the actual awesome whiteboards back in California. Up here in Idaho, I don't have a set of those. I had to leave those at the school because they didn't belong to me, whatever. So instead I did homemade whiteboards where you just get a piece of colored printer paper and wrap it with a page protector, and the kids can write on it with the whiteboard markers and erase it, and it works great and it's super cheap. So if there's a little free tip for you. And then the kids will write down their brain teaser answer, and then reveal it. When I say 3, 2, 1, they show their answers, and whoever gets it right. By the way, whenever I do games for the trio challenge or any kind of challenge for the quarter trios, I always make it so that it's not a race, meaning that fast doesn't win. Fast doesn't mean smart in my class. And so I want every team to have a chance to win every point that's ever offered. And so that's gone a long way in making everybody feel relaxed because it's supposed to be fun. It's not supposed to be a stressful thing. My own kids, we used to those timed multiplication table tests, the time test, like 100 questions in, I don't know, a minute, 10 minutes. I don't know. I'm not an elementary teacher, but it was super stressful and took any of the joy of math facts out of it for my own kids. So I don't think smart is fast. I think smart is smart. So that was a total tangent. I just went off on, but you get the idea. So give every team a chance. And then at the end of the 9, and I'm keeping track of the points as we go every week, and I add it to our class website. The kids pick their own team name. That's their first challenge, to pick a funny or charming school appropriate team name, and then I give points based on how much I like the names, because who cares, it's arbitrary. And then I post it on the website, and then I keep that running total, and once a week I'll add in the points as they're stacking up, and then before gameplay on Friday I project the class web page so that teams can see where they stand as the quarter rolls along. Once we get to the end of the 9 weeks and it's like final challenge day, I always give a challenge that's worth such a high number of points that any team could still win. I just mess with them. Like they're like, no, our team was gonna win, and then they lose because some other like sleeper team came up at the end. So, and you can do wacky things to that last one. You could have like, extreme brain teasers. Or one time I just had them like build towers out of whatever the teams had in their backpacks. You get points for height. I also gave points for style. And so I would just judge it I gave them like 3 minutes to build. And so the team that won the highest, that had the most height, the kid had his salad he was about to eat at lunch, and they put the fork in it at the very top, and it was like just peeking out like a little antenna. And then one of the teams that won style, they know that I like prairie dogs. Prairie dogs are like my super favorite animal because they're like a community and they take care of each other. And there's like prairie dog daycare where the prairie dog moms leave the prairie dog babies with like the prairie dog teachers. And I just think that's amazing. So prairie dogs are my super favorite. So on their phones, they all had photos, like Google images of prairie dogs, and they stacked them in their books. So it was like a prairie dog tower. It was so charming. So they got extra points for style because they know they're a judge. So you do kind of wacky challenges. I actually have a list of 25 different challenge ideas over on the blog, and I'll put a link down there, and you can see some of the stuff I've done. I'll do take a selfie of the three of you with our campus supervisor. So the kids will run out at brunch or lunch. They've got to get together outside of my class. Again, we're trying to build community. And they introduce themselves to our campus supervisor. If it's a freshman class, they're kind of getting to know their way around. And then they email the selfie to me. And so what happens is you get your points for your trio team, and every trio team does it. And then I turn those into a thank you card for our campus supervisors, Vicky, and then we did one for Cameron. And they love it. And it makes them feel a part of the campus. So get creative. If everybody wears green on School Spirit Friday, the trio team gets a point. If everybody wears a Halloween costume on Halloween, hey, your trio gets a point. So that sort of thing. I do, the final prize that they're working for is simply just bonus points. I know some campuses you're not allowed to do that. Like there's no extra credit of any kind, not even like bonus points for prizes. Okay, you could give candy, you could give, I don't know, like, get a local merchant to donate, $5 gift cards to the local coffee house, or ice cream, the frozen yogurt stand, whatever. So you can get creative. It could be inexpensive. It could also be things like they get a free tardy pass for the next 9 weeks. Like they can be tardy once and you won't mark it. Don't tell administration. So just get creative, but find something that your kids really want. My kids care about their grades and they're super competitive. So the scoop of bonus points always works. Or I do I'll remove your lowest homework grade, a 10-point homework assignment. If you didn't do one, you almost got like a free homework pass. So make a prize that they care about that doesn't cost you anything or not much at all. And they'll work for you. And they also just work because it's fun. Okay, so there's the challenges. I wanted to say one unexpected thing that happens or has happened for me with it is it was just supposed to be for fun, right? And it was just supposed to be light and a community builder. But it ended up actually assisting transitions during our academic work, because not every time, but often when we're doing small group work, we're doing think, pair, share, small group discussion, a small art piece that goes with a larger lesson. I'll just say, okay, meet in your core trios. It's not a challenge for the contest. It's just fun. And then the kids just smoothly go into their groups and they get their academic work and then they go back to their individual seats. When I was being observed last, my vice principal actually put that in my evaluation about how efficient my class moved from task to task, from individual to group work. And I basically was just using our quarter trio groups. So that's what I'm talking about, you guys, when I'm talking about quarter trios. I'm talking about unleashing your inner game show host on your kids, letting them see the fun side of you. Because we're serious and, I'm the lecturer and, I'm the one with all the knowledge and I've got to control the room and I'm watching you. There's definitely that part of me as a teacher, but then there's also let's have a good time and have some fun. So I like to let my Friday game show hostess with the mostest run the show, and the kids like it too. And I forgot to mention, you can hook all of this to the Common Core Speaking and Listening Standards. 1A, 1B, 1C, and 1D, which are all about kids learning to function in small group conversations. Boom, standards aligned. All right, that's it for this time around. I'm dying to know, how do you build community? Do you have a hot cocoa station in the back of your room that the kids can come and use before school? Do you let kids eat lunch in your room? Do you hang out with them there? Do you sponsor a club? I was once the co-sponsor of the Lumberjack Club, and it was basically because if you fill out the paperwork, one of the seniors found out that you get like $25 from the student leadership. And so he formed the Lumberjack Club and asked if I would be a co-advisor. And basically they wore plaid on meeting days and made pancakes. They had like an electric griddle. It was like super fun. But what are you doing to like let the kids know you outside of your regular like teacher role? Leave those comments below. I'm dying to know how you build community, and then other folks will get those ideas too. All right, you guys, thanks for subscribing, watching, telling a friend, or visiting me over at the blog. You guys are awesome. I'll see you soon with more ideas. All right. Kind of competing against each other for the entire 9 weeks, and I'm keeping track of the points that they earn. There's an airplane. Sorry. And a FedEx truck. And I forgot to mention, you can hook all of this. Oh,